Good day, my name is Bluesuit and today I'll be going over my review of the witty, story-rich 18th century French card cheating simulator known as Card Shark. In Card Shark, you take on the role of a mute servant, working in a rundown tavern as your life is upended and you're thrust into a friendship with a famous card cheat and con man, the Comte de Saint-Germain. He and his band of merry men first come off as nothing but scoundrels, but as the game progresses you can see that their motives run much deeper into the veins of French society. You'll make your way across Western Europe as you meet wonderfully written characters and take their money in your search for answers to a conspiracy surrounding the throne. Card Shark is a hodgepodge of unique ideas mashed into one compelling package that's far greater than the sum of its parts. But the most enjoyable of these has to be its storytelling. You aren't just roaming the countryside scamming anyone you come across. Each player is someone who leads you closer to the truth, and you not only take their money but also their stories of the 12 bottles of milk, an infamous night that could topple the royal family. As you learn the little tidbits of information and amass more and more money, you can buy your way into the late game high stakes card games where you can get the really juicy details. The writing style works well with the music and artwork to create this super appealing, authentic feeling game world that has you admiring the backdrops and reading the text with a French accent in your head. On top of that, every character felt compelling, whether they were sharp-witted, a drunkard, or secretly a man the whole time. One scene unexpectedly bursts out into a sword fight, while another ends with a woman being shot and killed. These flare-ups of unexpected violence are such strong contrast to the calm nature of a card game, and they worked well to make Card Shark into much more than a stuffy, slow-paced narrative. The gameplay in Card Shark surprisingly has nothing to do with playing cards. In fact, not once will you ever play a card game, nor do you even need to know anything about cards before jumping in. There's even a tutorial explaining how a king is higher than a queen and so on. Instead, what you'll be doing is learning tricks from your fellow con men that are essentially quick-time events that let you perform tricks during a background card game. One of the most basic tricks is to pour wine for your opponent while looking over their shoulder and then signaling what their highest card is to your friend across the table. So through a quick time event, you'll pour the wine, making sure to peek at their cards without spilling, and then you'll need to remember which signals to use for the correct suit and value of the highest card you saw. Doing so as fast as you can, because all the while, their suspicion meter will slowly grow. And if it reaches max, then they've caught you, which could mean death if you're in the latter parts of the game. These tricks start off very slow and easy in the opening missions, but slowly they get more and more layered as time goes on until you really have to focus hard to keep yourself from screwing it up. Some of these are straight technical ability, as you try to perfectly toss a card onto your opponent's seat or palm a high card to use in a later round, but there are also a lot of memory tests as well that you'll have to pass as you try to remember which hand gesture stood for an ace or how to signal a suit by grabbing your cards in a certain way. It can be a lot to process that can lead to many mistakes, which are a big part of the whole experience in Card Shark that really drew me into the gameplay. First of all, the game is constantly saving after each hand, so save scumming your mistakes usually isn't an option. This creates a really fun tension in the matches as it truly feels like the stakes are high. Before a mission, the trick is explained at length and you'll get ample time to practice it, but for some reason during a mission I really felt the sweat because I knew that if I messed up when it counted, that the results could be disastrous. The other thing is that these card games don't follow any sort of logic. You either did the trick perfectly or you didn't. Example. In some cases, you'll need to pass your friend a high card and your opponent a low card. Let's say you successfully pass your friend an ace of spades, but you fail to pass anything to your opponent. You'll still lose that round. Even though nothing can beat an ace, because you failed a step in that trick, you have now lost the hand. It can definitely be frustrating because some of these tricks have half a dozen steps in them, and if you start the mission over again, you have to go through all of that mission story text again just to get back and correct that one step that you messed up. On the plus side, for many missions, messing up a card trick will actually provide an alternate way to end the scene, and you'll still get to progress through anyway. It gives the player the feeling of an organic narrative progression, and it's furthered by the mission select screen. You have several options for which locations you want to go to first, but no matter which you choose, it never feels like you've chosen a mission out of order. You can pick up Card Shark on PC and Nintendo Switch right now for 20 bucks, but its true value falls just a tiny bit short of that. I really fell in love with its aesthetic and storytelling when I really didn't expect to. On the surface, it just looks like a smattering of QuickTime events over a witty narrative, but in truth, all of the elements come together to form something that truly feels unique, engaging, and memorable. There are a few minor downsides to its gameplay loop that create jarring interruptions to the fun, but what's really holding it back is how quickly you can get through its roughly 7-hour campaign. That being said, it was a pretty great 7 hours, so I'm valuing Card Shark at $18, and I highly recommend it to fans of story-driven games who are up for a little mischief. I hope you enjoyed this review of Card Shark. Come see me on Twitch where you can watch our reviews in progress. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you thought about it. Until next time.